In this video, we will complete our robot arm, and we will texture our robot arm as well. Unfortunately, the program crashed and I had to recreate the entire thing. So it's not exactly the same as it was before. Tried to keep most of the features the same though. We have all of our layers set up, and we can begin texturing. In Flamingo, in our control panel, underneath our materials tab, I have a material called Concrete Cool. This is from our library. I've applied this in our environment to our ground plane. What I will do is render the current photo, and you'll notice that our ground plane is extremely pixelated. So the first thing I will do is adjust the resolution of this. I'm going to move the decimal point to the left 1 point, or one place, to make it 91.44. And I believe if we render this now, we'll see a much better resolution for our concrete floor. I might even decrease this a bit more. Maybe I'll drop this to 50. At this point, I don't even think I will retest it. I'll just continue creating textures. I'm going to start by creating a new metal texture. I'm going to take the slider and drag it down the right-hand side in order to get a very dark, what I'll call black steel. I'm going to use black steel throughout much of my design. Additionally, I'm going to make a new glossy material. This is going to be very bright yellow. I'll call it yellow gloss. I need another color for highlights. I think that what I'll do is make a kind of a brassy metal. It's a little too orange. I'll call this bright steel. So we have the yellow, the goldish, the black. I'm going to give myself one more color. That's going to be a plastic material. I'm going to make it pretty, almost an aqua. I'll use that for some highlights as well. Looking at my arm, it's going to be a little bit easier if I put this in render mode, because I'll be able to see the parts that have the material applied. I've selected the two main parts of the arm. With those selected, I'll select black steel. And if I hover on this button, you'll see that it will assign the currently selected material to the currently selected objects. And we get that. I think I had a detail on my edges that I did not include in this final model, so I believe I will. Let's pipe that with 0.25. And then let's pipe this edge as well with 0.25. Very nice. I'm going to take the outer ring, I'm going to shift click the two inner rings, and then also select this outer ring as well. I'll go to my bright steel. Actually, I'll go to my yellow gloss, and I'll apply that to all those. Perfect. I'm going to select this inner bit. I have joined this inner bit with the lower surfaces, so I'm hoping that when I apply this bright steel, it does apply to those surfaces. Oh, the inner ones were not joined to the outer. That's right. The entire inner surface I'm going to make black. Wonderful. I'm going to select all these bolts, including the ring, and then holding Control, I'm going to deselect the outer ring, and I will put the bright steel on those as well. I will select all of these gears, select bright steel, and put that on all of those. The hand will also be bright steel, as will the knuckle joints. And I think I'll take the fingers and make them black. I think I'm going to put aqua for now, just to see how it looks on these hoses. I like that. Select this inner bit. On these two, I will put the bright shiny steel. I'll put aqua on the thing. I don't even know what to call that. Part of our design. And I'll put the shiny steel on that. Let me collapse my menu a bit. I believe I've textured everything. I like to pose our arms so we can see the most amount of detail. I would like to see inside. I'd like to see these gears and some of the bolts in the back, the springs, the fingers. That's positioned well. We'll render this, and we'll let it go out to about 20 passes. Once it gets to 20 passes, we'll stop this and save this. The texture on the floor looks appropriate. I believe that's enough. I'm not going to render it out all the way. I think we get our detail here. Looks good. I have an upper arm, an elbow, a lower arm, and a gripper. You can see in this area, I've split in order to give this gold detail. I've split this as well. I've lofted these inner edges. My arrays were the bolts around the back edge. I also arrayed these helixes around the elbow, simulating like tendons. And I also arrayed this set of gears around the wrist. This was revolved and this was revolved. Please make sure that you label your sketch with the appropriate commands. Remember, I disregarded the shell command, so you don't need to use that. I will attach the rubric to the assignment for the robot arm. Please upload your sketches when they are complete. If you'd like to recreate your arm in a program similar to Microsoft Paint, I believe on a Mac they have one called Paintbrush, feel free to do that. Your labeling will be a bit clearer and you'll also be able to use colors. If you don't have access to a program like a Microsoft Paint, feel free to just submit hand-drawn sketches.